Hello everyone, this is Emperor Roland here. Welcome to Frostpunk 2 Fractured Utopias DLC. I made a guide a while back on Frostpunk 2, and this will be a second guide. The other one's outdated now, so I'm not going to do a second part to that one, but Frostpunk 2, the core gameplay mechanics is primarily the same, so it's actually going to be not too difficult to do this. And here I'm going to be explaining some of the things for the tales. So, along with the new community tab, the maps, we won't really be talking about that too much, just maps, and the challenges. We'll go over everything. So, we had two new DLC tales, the Doomsayers and the Plague. The Doomsayers, I believe, is actually really easy. It's like extremely easy DLC. It's not difficult at all. The Plague one, that one I actually did lose a few times before succeeding, but one of the times was just me not doing very well. The other time was me not understanding what to do. I didn't realize that when you made the vaccines, they had to like press buttons to give them out. I thought they like automatically were distributed, so that led to my fail. The Plague one's much harder, so I'm going to be talking about this one. I will go over the Doomsayers later as well. I'll just tell you like the secret to doing it now, I guess. Honestly, just run a functional city, and they mostly won't be able to grow at all because we have no people dying. If people aren't hungry or cold or anything, it's hard for them to get popularity. And sign the one law before they show up. So before like week 120 or so, week 100. Try and get the one rule law, guard enforcers, and it'll help you give the ability to lower them. Then just build a prison, and then just use the abilities on cooldown, and they'll just kind of disappear. Eventually, they'll steal stuff from like the generator, like a core, to make it be able to overdrive permanently, and then blow up if you don't do it in time. And that one's pretty simple. Just figure out which district you're in and just search it. Honestly, Doomsayers is kind of like baby mode, I'm gonna be honest. Anyways, let's go on to the Plague. And let's talk about communities, because this is a guide, so let's go get to it. So, you almost always I found want to choose a merchant. This will make passing merit laws much easier. Don't take the laborers. The quality laws are kind of garbage in Frostpunk 2. I'm not gonna lie. Like, for example, one of the so for some of the laws which are really good and what you don't really want a lot of the equality laws. For example, allow productive outsiders is much better than allow all outsiders, because increase your workforce over time, which workforce is very important if you know. Along with increases efficiency. Same with paid essentials. You want paid essentials at the start because it increases heat stamp income, and that's like the main thing that blocks you early game from expanding. And there's just a bunch of other laws, like all the efficiency laws, like the what's it called? Efficiency bonuses. You want that one. You want empowered management. Those laws that increase efficiency are just generally much better than the other ones that like increase trust, and like some of them you have like debuffs which are not worth for like lowering efficiency and stuff. So generally the equality laws are pretty bad in this one. So you always want this. And then when it comes to between reason and tradition, which one is better? Early game, tradition's actually going to be a lot better, because you're going to want to get there's two laws that you want right away for tradition, which are important. The childhood law, you want the family is like child apprentices or whatever it's called, which increases workforce. Very good. You don't want the other one because it lowers heat stamp income, but increase research speed. Research speed, it barely gives you any research speed. Just build another research institute if you want more research speed, honestly. And decrease heat stamp income. And remember, early game is all about heat stamps. If you can't build and can't afford buildings and can't research, it'll be game over for you later when it gets too cold. So this is like generally not advisable to do that. But later in the game, the Thinkers actually start to have better laws, such as the surveillance watchtowers are actually better than any other watchtower. It takes 100 less workers to man them, but it gives you like 12 guards versus the patrol watchtowers, which takes double the number of workforce, 200 people to man them. It only gives you 16 guards. If you simply just build 2 surveillance watchtowers for the same amount of workforce, you get way more work for and way more guards than a patrol tower will do. Plus, though actually, though I've done testing, the teaching hospital takes 100 more people, and it doesn't decrease disease anymore. So the recovery hospital and the normal hospital are actually better. But communal parenthood is a big one. It decreases your population growth, but increases workforce by a lot. You're going to want that one. And plus, they have the panacea factories, which decrease disease and produce food. All you got to do is just cost a little bit of materials. That one's like really OP. So later on, thinkers are going to be like way better and will stay like perma positive with you because your city is going to be like having a ton of reason buildings. So generally, having them right now will be good. You're just gonna have to. At first, they're gonna dislike you because you're gonna put like family apprenticeship. You're gonna put some of the other stuff, but then later in the game they'll like you. But there's a few good ones that you do want, like harvesting funerals. I would say harvesting funerals is better than early game at very least, better than the other funeral law, one that reduces trust loss when people die. But later in the game, if you like when you've already won, sometimes you can have cities where people just die all the time, and you do want the other one to prevent trust loss. So you could want that, but that's not really that much of a problem. And then between the machinists and forgers, which one's better? It depends on what faction you're gonna have. Generally, if you're not gonna have any starting faction, forgers are 100% better. All their buildings don't decrease the heat level like the machinist buildings do. And honestly, the adaptive pump jacks are kind of better than the oil pump jacks because certain maps don't have easy access to oil. Like one map I was playing, I never even found oil for like 200 weeks in. I still couldn't find it, so I had to do adaptive pump jacks. So forgers are generally just better in that regard. And yeah, generally their buildings tend to be a bit more efficient, except for the fuel-producing buildings. Those are like the one exception, and some of the laws as well, like machine-centric shifts are much better than weather-adjusted shifts. And then we can go on to the factions. There's the Overseers, the Bohemians, the Ventures, the Menders, the Technocrats, the Icebloods, the Proteans, and the Legionnaires. You might be asking, which factions are the best and which ones are the worst? I haven't tested them all, but I've tested a lot of them. I've done an Overseers playthrough. I've done a Ventures playthrough. I've done a Technocrats playthrough. I've done an Icebloods playthrough. I did play through the playtest for this, and that's when I did some of them. I did notice that they have changed quite a few things. It definitely looks a lot better than it did in the playtest. The Proteans, I think, are actually quite good. I feel like they're one of the stronger factions. Legionnaires, I actually think, are super weak. I don't think the Legionnaires are very good. Here's the big problem with a lot of factions. Any of them that have equality as one of their cornerstones kind of are going to be angry at you and aren't very good because equality kind of sucks. I'm not going to lie with you. The Proteans, I find, are quite good. The Icebloods, I actually believe, are quite good as well. Same with the Technocrats. This is one of the few ones where, even with the equality laws that they want, that they can still be quite powerful. I have not done a Menders playthrough yet, but I have done Adventures. Ventures I actually really, really like the fact that they give so many heat stamps. It solves, because yeah, their whole thing is just like capitalism. It's all about money. I quite like them. I've not done the Bohemians, but I've seen a playthrough of them. They look quite bad. Honestly, I would not recommend the Bohemians. The Overseers, I've actually done a full playthrough as them. I've done a full playthrough as the Ventures, the Overseers, Technocrats. I haven't done a full playthrough of Icebloods. I did play a decent amount from them, and the Proteans. Most of them have been pretty good. The Overseers are also really good too. They give a lot of buffs to efficiency and stuff like that. But yeah, for this playthrough, from what I've gathered, easiest one is probably to play the Proteans. But for this one, I'm just gonna play the Ventures, or no, I'll do the Overseers. I really like the Overseers, actually. That's the one I'm gonna play for this one. So yeah. I would not recommend Bohemians. From what I've seen, I've watched a playthrough of someone playing them. They did not seem very good at all. They were playing on cabinet difficulty. I did not like their buffs very much. Legionnaires, same with them. I would not recommend Legionnaires. They also seem a bit more difficult. But I could just be playing them wrong, because because I usually am not going for the enact utopia, which prevents all tension, because tension is almost never a problem. Plus, I like to go for the strongest laws and abilities to make my city the most efficient as it can possibly be. Whereas, and that includes a mixture of some of the stuff, not purely just going down one route. And they did make a new map called the Jagged Bay. I guess I will. I'm gonna try this one. Try this one. See how it plays. We're gonna be playing on Captain difficulty, and we're just gonna go for a metropolis. I guess we're gonna go for a big city. All right, and now let's begin. I know a lot of talking and yapping before any gameplay. Sorry for those with a low attention span. Anyways, what do you want to do at the start of every run? So first, we always start by pausing the game. Week 1, day 1. Immediately, we're going to go over to all of our factions. We're going to be asking money from each of them, including these ones. I think we promote them first, and then we take money from them. Promote, take money. And then we also have this over here, the Imperial Academy. So the Imperial Academies gives buffs equal to the amount of, like, mementos you find. And I will be doing an Overseer's playthrough for this one. We will return to greatness. So they're like British patriots. They're like, oh yes, the past is much better. We will return to greatness. Sure. Like, whatever, man. But that is what they want, and they have good buffs, so that is what we shall be doing. Alright. We're going to want to go for prefabs and the ice breaking. We're also going to want to ice break out some of the warm spots. This map's quite nice because it has a bunch of warm areas. It has a infinite coal deposit over here. It has a infinite food deposit, an infinite materials deposit, and I believe 4.4 million oil. There is a area over here for the way station, and there's also an area over here for a way station. So we're going to have to dig out to those areas. So, what to go for first? So, oh yeah, another thing we are always going to want to start by doing, always get a, not research institute, central district as well immediately, so we can start passing laws right away. We're also going to want to start making our way over to the food over here. We're then also, when we make our way to food, we're also going to make our way over to the way station and the materials, and we're also going to carve our way over here to the food. And I might go over to this side, I might not. Right now, we do need the prefabs. Prefabs is like, you need that to start off, or else you just kind of implode immediately if you don't. So it's kind of important that you get those. And it's also important, you gotta like plan out how you're gonna be like making all of your like buildings to make sure they get maximum heat, because they're like double stacking from both being near the generator and the heat bonuses themselves. So right now, this building is going to get a plus 2.5 temperature levels. That means it's going to need 2 more, and it'll get plus 3 temperature. So that means it needs 2 more spots in the heat, and then 1 more spot out of the heat. So that's what I'm going to do when I expand it. Oh, let me redo that. And then boom, boom, like that. It's always good to think about these things. Make sure they're also to expand and get all the little heat areas. Be careful not to do what I've done in the past and just break this all out. And then you can't break it out and go all the way over here, because we're going to want to be going here and making our way to the infinite coal deposit over here. It's a little bit heat stamp intensive doing all this stuff, but that's okay. Okay, yeah. And then if I expand, so those free spots right there, I'll then be able to get to plus free heat as well. That's good, that's good, that's good. And then just build there. Just build there. And we need 1 more. And just build there. And we also have archaeological hubs, which can start producing mementos. But if you see right there, it costs 40 heat stamps, 120 prefabs, and 600 people. But unfortunately, at the very start of the game, we're broke, and we will not be affording this. We'll be doing this much later. Same with this. Here's a thing that I've realized with a lot of the factions. The stuff that they give you, bonuses and stuff, kind of aren't worth it until later in the game when you can afford it. So don't fall into that trap. Also, immediately turn the generator off. We don't need to spend the heat, so we won't. I made that mistake of not turning the generator off and then just running out of fuel. But everything was warm enough, so it's still okay. I don't know why it gives you the debuff of like forcing you to turn the generator back on. But eventually it will, and everyone will hate you. But that's okay for now. We're going to go for basic necessities right now. We're going to go for paid essentials. And because we have both the overseers and the merchants, who both support this, and no faction opposing it, it will go through without us having to do anything. And then, immediately, go for emergency council session, and we can get a second one in. Next one I like to do, I like to always start off with service exemptions. We will be swapping to heat pipe watch later, but service exemptions right now is super important. We need the heat stamps.
The proposed law has been approved.
You always want to start off with 5 housing districts, by the way, 5, and then you want to expand 2 of them, and then that will be all your population housed, by the way. And then, because everything got ice broken, we also can expand this extraction district right here, and a little place for it to go. And we can also continue making our way over to the food, and then we're going to make a little break off over here and be working our way over to the materials as well, because we're going to need materials, we're going to need food, we're going to need fuel, we're going to need what do they call prefabs. We're just going to need everything. That's basically the gist of it. Alright, and now all these places are done. We're going to need to expand some of them. So this place right here, we're actually going to wait to expand it, but this one, we'll expand it right now. Oh, it's in the way. Alright, we'll hold off on expanding that one for now then. This, we'll just give it some more areas. Same with this one. Just give it some more areas. Boom. We're good. And that's housing dealt with. Now, we can just make our way over to the rest of the food. Now, that's all food. And then we can continue making our way over to the logistical district and Frozen Forest. Don't forget to build a research institute. Make sure to build in one of the places that you are expanding. So later, you're going to be building a second one there. And that'll be nice. Stewart. And the fervor increase, because I think that's because I promoted them and then demanded funds from them. You have to not make sure they don't get fervor. You have to do it the other way around, I think. I always forget which way to do it, but something like that. It's annoying, but whatever. Doesn't really matter, especially fervor right now in the early games. It's not gonna do anything. And plus, we're planning on going their route anyways, so I know we're upset, but sucks to suck. All right. Immediately, thing I've always start off with, I think it's always important. We're gonna want to go with not mechanical factories. That lowers the temperature. Not this. It takes more people and produces less, and still lowers the temperature. Salvaging factories. This one is always like the #1 go-to. We're also going to be building a little area for it to be having our industrial district as well. That will be helpful. I'm just going to moss break a little area right there for it, and we can get that going. We're also going to want to be expanding our extraction district, getting prefabs right away. We'll be getting food soon, and we will also be continue to make our way to the coal. Right there. We're quite low on heat stamps right now, so I'm going to be getting first is the industrial district, because the industrial district's important. Also, I completely forgot, rush research. Always rush research. Don't worry about the trust. And we'll be keeping it off. Tension's going to keep rising, and trust is going to be waning. And we're like, oh, that's really bad. Trust is at 0. Everybody hates us. How do you fix this? If you turn the generator on, everyone will love you again. It's just that simple. And then, next thing we are going to be wanting more people, so we're going to go in for allow productive outsiders.
The delegates have spoken. The law takes effect.
Okay. And now that we have our industrial district, we're going to be expanding it. Next thing we're going to also want to go for is materials, though we're kind of poor on heat stamps. So, okay, that's all we're going to do for that. And we're going to have to save up heat stamps for, sure this is on goods. There's a glitch sometimes where it, like, shows the wrong thing. I've had that happen still. Then we're going to want a bio-waste hothouse. Bio-waste hothouse doesn't just produce the most food. Simple as that. And doesn't decrease heat. Okay. See, look, we even have a little bit of trust to spare. But yeah, no. We're gonna keep the generator off until it gets colder, and then we're gonna have to actually turn the generator back on and start using some of our heat. But right now, we're being super efficient on fuel. We're not spending any of it. Okay. And next thing's next. We're gonna be wanting some more things. So there's also the special laws right here, such as the this one, which is by the overseers, which makes so the central district provides more guards, and watchtowers and warm areas get more guards. But honestly, law's not actually all that important. I'm gonna be honest. I might go for it just because I don't know, funny law for them. But right now, I think I'm gonna go for family apprenticeship next. This one's a super important one. And all we gotta do is do the harvesting funerals law, which is decent for to negotiate, and we'll get family apprenticeship, which will increase our workforce ratio, which is important, very important.
The eyes have it.
So now we have free workforce. Also, if you don't do a childhood law in time, it'll start to cause like crime and other problems like that. So it's good to get that done. Also, since we can afford it, let's go get a salvaging factory. But we cannot afford a research now until we get 50 heat stamps, which we have now gotten. Next thing we're going to be getting is sawmills, untreated sawmills. And because we have this, our heat stamp production should be going up because we are now getting all of our goods demand met, and crime should no longer be a problem. So yeah, that's why I like starting with salvaging factory, because it gets rid of the crime from goods scarcity. It also increases heat stamp production, which are two very important things if you couldn't get it. Next thing we're gonna go for harvesting funerals. This one's gonna pass on its own. Remember, just take half this number, so 13, and add it to this one, so that'd be 56. I mean, and that's approximately how many votes you're gonna get. We'll see. If so, look at that. It was even far above what I said. So, and their demands are met, and now we even have that one too, which increases our research speed a little bit. Look at that. Or actually, wrong one. It is 160%. Gives a whopping 10% to it. Untreated sawmills is now done. Next thing we're going to want to go for is probably something like heat utilization. It's just a passive bonus to heat. Very useful. Next thing we're going to go for is going to be the materials. Let's frostbreak that area out, and then we can go for materials. that. And we're also gonna need food, so let's go get a food district as well. And that should be both food and materials basically dealt with. And let's also rush the research.
The frost is here.
So let's expand materials district. Let's also expand our food district. That should help out. And when we get the heat stamps, we'll be building a biowaste hothouse, and we'll also be building a sawmill. And all of our worries will go away. Efficient circuit is now done. That's nice. Now we can go over to the next thing we're going to be doing. It's probably going to be dutiful youth. Actually, I want to do unproductive do maintenance for instead, because the goods demand being decreased along with the what's it called?
Stewart.
More people live in the city. Oh yeah, it also did turn colder, so it is about time we turn the generator back on. Okay, let's take a look how cold things are. Everything that's cold is fine. We're not going to be touching that. Work districts can be cold. Housing districts can be chilly, and that is the extent of how far each one can go. So let's start by expanding some of these districts to try and get more shelter for people. We can't at the moment. We're still a little too poor. We're about to hit week 50. That'll allow us to get a little further, and also we can continue passing more laws, such as we can go for chemical additives or forage additives, or we can go for goods for mass-produced durable. Goods demand per capita slightly decreases is actually bad. That means you get less heat stamps. Goods production efficiency is better. Food additives, chemical additives generally tends to be better than citizens providing a tiny amount of food. They don't provide that much, so we're gonna go for food additives, and we'll see if we can get someone to negotiate to help pass it. So none of those things are that good. Infectious badge is fine. We can do infectious badge. That'll lower disease. That'll help out. Help us out later, so we're gonna do that one.
The delegates have spoken. The law takes effect.
Okay. And now we can do one of these as well. We're gonna do this one just because it's passive generator boost. The generator will produce more heat with the same amount of fuel. Nice. And now we're spending slightly less fuel. Hooray. And we have to deal with the food issue. We get 80 heat stamps, which next week we will. And that should help out. And we can build a second one. And now.
Our researchers
Okay. Maintenance. That's done. Next thing we're going to want to go for is probably going to be coal mines. We're going to want blasting coal mines. It just gives more coal. And fuel is very important. If we don't get enough of it, we will die. So it's very important that we get enough. Okay. Another thing is the overseers are upset. How do you make them not upset? Press that button, and then press that button. Now they're no longer upset. Okay, the Bohemians are now here.
Stewart.
We're gonna begin by raising funds from everybody. And now, we have money again. We can now do stuff. Nice. Let's go get a untreated sawmill. And let's expand some of our districts. So 1, 2, 3, like that. And then this one, we'll go 1, 2, and 3 right here. Boom. And we need one more district to be expanded. We actually don't have enough. We're actually going to need to build a full new another district. Boom. Right there. Beautiful. Okay. Other thing we're going to want to need is a second salvaging factory. so we can get the goods fully, demand fully met. People died due to being on a house. Well, it's unfortunate. We were building housing, but I guess we did it a little too late. Unprotected domain, it's just gonna pass on its own, so we don't need to negotiate.
Hear ye, hear ye.
And now we have better efficiency and people use less goods. People can fend for themselves. Alright, and now between oil pumps and adaptive pumps are better because we're gonna be wanting using all the fuel. We're gonna want to be using coal, we're gonna want to be using oil, we're gonna want to be using steam if there is any steam, which doesn't look like. Steam is actually quite good. I've done a few tests on plane, and it is an actual, like, the main reason why it's so good, it doesn't cost any steam cores and you can get it pretty fast, so that's why I like it. And because we can afford it now, we are now going to be getting a research institute, and we're also going to be needing an extraction district on the coal, so we're going to frost break that out, and then we're going to be getting some coal. Another thing I've learned to do is you don't need to be like extremely into positive of everything. You need to be just enough, and you can save on a little bit of workforce and just other stuff if you just move it down just a little bit. That's a bit more min-maxy if you like doing that, but that is what you can do to help with that sort of stuff. And now we should be getting fuel. That should help. I didn't build the research institute like I said I would. Let's build it. Extraction, yep, blasting coal mine. Okay. Separated families, sorry, but we just did what we have to do. Okay, I will be turning this back on to make them like me, and then I'm going to be overdriving output a little bit, and then we can turn that back off for now. And even though we're not happy, they are still overdriving the output. The efficiency is still being increased, so that is nice. Very, very nice though. Next thing we're going to be researching is dutiful youth, because dutiful youth will be giving us more workforce. We love more workforce. Okay, time to do contagion prevention. But I want to see, could I possibly grant them the agenda so they'll just do it for me? That is not the law I thought they were going to choose. Whatever, I guess we'll just get this law through, I guess. Is there anything I can negotiate what I want? You can also just break promises and just not do them. That's also an option. I guess I'll just do teaching hospital. Whatever. I thought that since that was the law they wanted, but that's the one they'd go for. But apparently they wanted heated guard quarters.
Hear ye. The votes are in.
That will make them like me a bit more, but I don't really care about that law all that much. Make sure to keep rushing research on cooldown, and I will be holding an emergency council session. And let's go get the infectious badge for now, because right now I don't really care if people like me or dislike me all that much. As long as I'm not actively being thrown out, then it's fine. And let's expand this. Boom. And next thing we're going to be wanting is a logistics district. Because in this, I've learned you need to like go out and explore. You need to find patient zero. You need to find them like right away. You don't find patient zero, you're cooked. You're dead. That's what I've learned. Grow more radical. Let me think. So if I fail, okay, whatever. I'll try and convince them not to join them. We'll see if I might be able to do it, but we'll see. After research communal parenthood, and that is actually something that I already wanted to do because communal parenthood's quite good. So yeah, I will be trying to do that one. All right. I've said this in my other guide. I don't know if people have watched that one or not, but the one thing you do want from the wasteland more than anything is just cores. Cores are like the #1 thing. And let's also make sure We're not wasting any heat where necessary. Finker's demands are met. Nice. And now we can go to Parenthood. And now we can go Communal Parenthood. Let's do it with the Finkers, because the Finkers are the ones we need to make happy. There's a law on the agenda. What is it? Dutiful youth. So let's negotiate with the Finkers, perhaps. We could do that, maybe, but we're already clogging up all the laws as it is. Heat auctions. No. Alright, I guess we'll do the ones with the Finkers, because we'll do that. Oh, we have to do a second one. Also research dense housing blocks there. And we can get dutiful youth through, which means more workforce, which is perfect. Because I plan on heavily going into the wasteland soon.
Spoken. The law takes effect.
So we also have 10 additional, which can go here too. And everything got colder, so we're gonna have to make things warmer. This is a housing district. It's cold, gonna have to make that warm. It's already cold. Anything that is too cold needs to become slightly warmer. There we go. And now, next thing we can do is potentially think what to do next. So mainly just research that we need to kind of like start cranking out more research, and let's also get the adaptive punts going as well. What am I lacking? I'm lacking prefabs. Let's boost this up, and let's start producing more prefabs, and that should help with the prefab problem. Another thing I can do is that will also help produce more, and it'll make these people happy, make the overseers happy. Treatment. Let's do the experimental treatment. Okay, yeah, let's just do experimental treatment. And then after this, we need to focus on some of the heat laws. Some of the heat laws, we need generator capacity. That's going to be important. Eventually, we're going to want some deep melting drills. And eventually some advanced sawmills, advanced hot houses, and then the filtration towers. And then we should be good, along with, eventually, when I get more money and whatnot, being able to start insulating buildings will be very useful as well. Let's expand this. That. Overseer support to steward. Nice. Do I have anywhere else if I kind of get just a little bit more? Just need to expand one more. Nope. I've already expanded everything. Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll get +1 heat, and then we're frostbreaking the rest of that out. That area out. And so that will be all the housing we need for now. Okay. Okay. Fingers demand vote on experimental treatment. Yeah. I will get to that. Just give me like 1 second. Okay, so I'll get 12, so that will not be enough. So I am gonna have to negotiate with this. Got to use grant agenda on them. Oh, it's because there's already one being used right now. Okay. So, I'm actually not going to be doing Weather Justice Shift. I'm just not doing that one, so I'm just going to have to break the promise with the Forgers, but promises in this game don't really matter if you break them.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Just lose a little bit of trust and disliking, or not like, it generally doesn't do much of anything, so that's not a problem. And now let's grant them agenda. There they go. We're not going to do dense housing block right now. What's this? Oh, weather justice shift, that's right. Let's do, let me think. Yeah, we're gonna need some of the generator capacity upgrades, especially as the heat's gonna be dropping soon. Also, one of our scouts finished exploring an area, so let's look at that. So, cores, a thing for oil, and some resources. So, we're gonna obviously taking the cores. And there's another area for more cores there, which is good. And so that's the next place we're gonna head to. Okay, nice. Okay. So we're going to be needing a little bit more materials. There we are. Good there. Okay. That's done. Now everyone is housed. All the demands are being met. Let's build a teaching hospital. Let's just build a teaching hospital here. And that'll help with a little bit of research speed and help with disease as well. Okay, let's see. Any other places we can explore next? Nope. Is there any... Here's this plains here. We can go there. More people and food. Okay. Okay, raise funds, people? Nope, have to wait a few weeks. Alright. So that's done. Let's go get this dense housing block. Wanted. Should keep rushing the research. And I'm gonna do this. This is gonna be very, very, very risky. But I'm going to get an additional two additional research facilities. And we can go for experimental treatment. We're probably not gonna pass. It can pass actually if we because we need to do this promise first, the research. Get that done, and we can negotiate. Okay, we're gonna ignore them for now. We can just do counter protest or something to get rid of that. All right, so we can negotiate now. The overseers are willing to compromise. I'll do efficiency bonuses, and then we can get experimental treatment through.
The votes are in.
Okay, and look, they didn't radicalize. Nice. And now we can go over to... Let's just do the efficiency bonuses now. And they're gonna give us more heat stamps, which is nice. Let's warn the citizens. And then for this one... Oh, they're not happy enough. I see. Simply just promote them. And now we could do protest. But actually, I'm going to wait for tension to rise. Because if it rises high enough, I might be able to do garden forces. Garden forces are quite good. They allow us to deal with a lot of things that we wouldn't normally be able to deal with. It's also Russian researchers here. An old enemy. And let's also start getting some funds.
Steward.
Okay.
Steward.
Okay, funds are being gained, and now we can start researching. Next thing you're definitely going to want to need, definitely going to be the survivalist headquarters. That's going to be super duper important, and look at that research speed. It's at 345%. And because we're good on prefabs now, I'm gonna move this back over to goods. There we go. And we got another place done with. This gonna grab the cores. I'm not gonna grab the people right now. There's more steam cores right there. It's a lucky day apparently. But next thing we definitely need to go for next, so is the second area right there. It also so it also decreases the fret level as well. So yeah, we're definitely gonna want one of these. There we go. And what else do we need? What else do we need? Get some additional. Let's go for the melting drills because we have a few steam cores. And this area over here, and this area, and we even found the patient 0. This area right there, very important. and we can go for those right there. And we're gonna want to make sure we get the second logistics district done over here, so we need to find patient 0 and fast. Well, efficiency bonuses. Let's just get this through quickly. Okay. Okay. Cause yeah, we're gonna need, cause disease and sickness is gonna be a real big problem. We're also gonna want the pharmaceutical testing laboratories, and we're also gonna want to get some industrial districts going for like, I'm gonna like frost break out this area so we can build a bunch of industrial districts there, cause that's how we produce the vaccines. We're gonna need a lot of stuff for that going, and we're also gonna want a second hospital as well. It's not there. Build it with the other hospital right here. Okay, make sure disease is down. Okay, and the protest is going away. Okay. Let's get a deep melting drill on the coal mines, so we have infinite coal. And let's also get a blasting coal mine as well. And let's also lower the workforce on it, because we don't need all that much coal. Okay, pharmaceutical testing laboratory is now done. We're also going to want the surveillance watchtower as well. Yep. Actually, we might want some of the other things, such as housing installation. That could be very important. Let's go do that, because we're going to want to keep everything warm as well. And finally, we have a law, but fortunately, tension's not really high, so passing a rule law will be difficult now. Goods. Let's just do mass-produced goods. See if we can negotiate this through. They're willing to compromise. Is there anything that I want? City-run alcohol shops is actually quite good. Yeah, let's go. I'll do that one, because city-run alcohol shops gives a bunch of heat stamps, and we love our heat stamps.
The eyes have it.
Okay. So we're gonna want to take the cores. Yeah, it costs 25 to go there to patient 0's area. So no, we're gonna need that logistics district. We're gonna want it badly. We're also gonna need more people. So 800 thinkers. Yeah, let's just go take a small amount of people. Let's take them in, because we're also we do need more population right now, because we're struggling workforce and we need more people. So that'll help. Go for level 2 generator upgrade. Might be able to afford all the cores we have now. We're gonna have to uphold the law. Oh yeah, this one, disability. Disability's good. Basically just a bunch of free mementos. Orders, demands, unmet. Unfortunate, but whatever. Let's raise funds. Let's overdrive the output, and now we have green on everything. And now we're going to be going over here to the Ice Mounds, because we need to find patient 0. We need to find that guy. That guy is causing us problems, and we need to find patient 0. Okay, and we're also, by the looks of it, gonna need a lot more housing. Nobody has any houses, so let's start ice breaking some areas over here for some more housing. And we can start building more housing right there. And if I were to build a heating hub, okay, yeah, we could build one like right there. Okay. Any more laws that need to be pushed through that we have nothing on? No. Everything is fine. So we're just gonna leave it for next thing we do. Okay. Alcohol, city run alcohol, so we can get more heat stamps. Let's make sure that we are rushing the researches. Boom. And then we have a ton of people. And then boom right there. Okay. And now things are going quite well right now. As opposed to, so we're gonna have to negotiate to get it in. Okay, there we go. We just negotiate those two. That should be easy. And now we should be able to get city-run alcohol shops through.
The eyes have it.
So we need to conduct medical trials, which, boom, there we go. Now we turn it off, and now we can make a dense housing block here as well. Everybody is happy. They want us to enact birthing program. No, I will not. Okay. And now I can continue improving the generator capacity. We're gonna need some more hospitals and stuff too, because when disease becomes a problem, everybody is happy right now. Look at that. And we're going to ignore that. Okay, that's also because we can afford it. It costs free. Actually, I'm not going to do that for now. I'm going to hold off. I'm going to go get the deep melting drills in both of these areas. So here, let's go get our deep melting drills. So we have infinite resources. Okay, and now let's also go for, what else do we need? Let's go for advanced housing. Make sure it stays extra warm. Boom, just like that. We'll be taking some cores because we need them. We'll be going here for some more as well. Okay. Indebted to the past. Sure. I know that it goes away pretty quickly, so even though it costs a little bit, we should mostly just be good. And now we have some additional things. We can confiscate some mementos. We don't have any heating hubs right now. Okay, let's confiscate mementos. Now let's go for watchtowers. We're gonna want surveillance watchtowers. Alright, and now we can, let me see, did I expand this? Yes, it's already expanded, nice. Oh, okay, I see. Well, we're also gonna want a second survivalist headquarters. People died from the emergency shift. Oh well. Let's probably also move the emergency shift from there to there. Okay. And now over here, got a possible settlement and some more cores. And now we can go over here to find that patient 0 guy. Okay. Next thing we're gonna need. You know what? Let's go do one of our faction things. Let's make a little area there and start mining for those things. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, so we're probably gonna want to do like housing distribution. I usually recommend going for mandatory crowding, but I'm just gonna go for merit-based housing because I think mandatory crowding is gonna be hard to pass through. We can just wait on the council session. We remember, nice. Problems with squalor. Oh yeah, completely forgot about that. Let's build moss filtration towers to help deal with that. Merit-based housing, it'll pass, so don't need to negotiate. There we go. And now we have a ton of housing. We're gonna need that for when everyone gets sick, so trust me. Housing is going to take a massive hit, and we are going to need as many people available as possible, basically. Okay, let's just go here. Okay. Oh yeah, another reason why I'm having emergency shifts go is because I need to explain. I should probably explain all this now, I guess. So, if crime is high, their fervor gets increased. But you see this one right here, emergency shifts slightly increase their relations, so that's just keeping them happy. And if I don't, makes them unhappy. And their districts don't suffer any wear from squalor. So, Bohemians, they increase squalor based on the number of them. Every time districts get wear, it makes their numbers grow, and they're more likely to vote nay on rule laws. Overall, generally, the Bohemians just aren't very good, gonna be honest. Let's go get moss filtration towers to help lower some of the squalor. So young blood, I think we can have him replace the chief physician. I think good things come from that event. Okay, I'm also gonna start. It's gonna eat away at my heat stamps and my prefabs, but I'm gonna also, especially because the storm's coming, make all of these districts warmer. And then also, I'm gonna go over here and not enough heat stamps. I guess I'll just wait for more heat stamps. Or I might be able to just punch people for them. And I'm gonna opt for punching people. Just get more money. Give me your money, please. Thank you very kindly. Okay, and now it's time for workplace installation, because we're also gonna want the workplaces to be warm too. And let's increase the amount of... Oh, we need more workforce. Okay, let's go get more workforce. So, also let's get the mementos. 800 foragers. 800 more people. And we'll come back. Come for the steam cores as well. The plague. Our researchers might glean from this later on. So we've already found Patient Zero's hiding spot. Nice. Okay, so Patient Zero's already been located. So right now we can't do anything. But later there's gonna be in society. There's gonna be a plague thing for vaccines. We're gonna need the vaccines to be finished. All right. And as soon as possible, and in preparation, because like after the whiteout hits, it's gonna be like showing up, right? I'm gonna be building a few industrial districts and whatnot to help with that. Also gonna get moss filtration tower to help deal with some of this squalor, and let's go get some more Frostlanders. Bada boom. And let's just go get some more steam cores as well while we're at it. See, over here, this area now is done getting the mementos. We now have 8 of them. And we can, once we get 10 of them, we can get some bonuses. So we increase efficiency in areas. Tragedy clinic. Oh. 13 people died from the experimental medicine. Unfortunate. I thought because I had experimental treatment and harvesting funerals that it'd be like, give us a good event, but no, apparently not. Oh well. Okay. Now that's all dealt with. We're gonna need more workforce things, so machine-centric shifts. Also, let's promote them so they get bigger, because we're gonna want to be passing through their laws and stuff. Let's make sure to keep our rush researchers going as well, and we're gonna be spending all of our heat stamps and prefabs to increase all of our workplaces' heat. Let's also bump up some of the V's as well. The workforce there. Search for mementos. We'll be taking those. Alright. Search for the planes. And here. Also, you can kind of tell where the colonies are just without little things. Because like this, usually like circular like this. So I bet right here, even though I can't see it, there's a colony there. Boom, like that. Alright. And now we can get advanced sawmills. We also might need advanced food first. No, food's fine. Alright, so actually, next thing I want to try and save on heat is advanced workplace insulation. So all my workplaces are just warmer. Okay, and over here, we're going to want to continue expanding for more logistics areas, for more industry. Let's just press that button for more food. Increase disease, but disease is fine. Okay, and now we're gonna have to warm some places up. This place can remain cold. Like that. Boom, boom, like that. That's chilly. Everything here is chilly. Okay. And because we have so much heat, we can even turn up some places. Boom, look at that. Now some places are, a lot of our workplaces are chilly instead of cold. Okay, and we can get some more teaching hospitals. And we have a new law, the machine-centric shifts. Let's try and vote. Try and get this through. Let's try and just break the promise there again. And construct a dense housing block. Okay.
Hear ye, hear ye. The delegates have spoken. The law.
Okay. Another thing I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be getting the recovery hospital too, because recovery hospital takes 200 less people. So, and we're going to save as much workforce as I can. Overdrive output there, and let's get dense housing block like they want. And let's deconstruct those. Let's go get the advanced hot houses, advanced biowaste hot house. And let's get recovery hospital. Well, I want a few of those. That should be nice at decreasing our disease. It also is going to increase population growth, which is nice if you can handle it. If you can handle the population growth, it is good. If you cannot, it's actually might be one of the, it could be a game ender. So make sure that if you're growing in population, you can actually afford the population growing. Let's go get that as well. Increase our generator capacity. Increase that. Trust has been restored. Okay. Okay. And now, got that. Let's go for advanced sawmills. We're gonna want to go for the advanced untreated sawmills. Make sure to keep rushing those researchers. Gonna turn this off right there. And now let's go get the upgrades. Advanced Biowaste Hothouse. And we're gonna go for advanced untreated sawmill. Waning trust. Yeah, trust will go back up in a little bit. You just gotta be patient. People will trust you again. Because we're gonna need a lot of workforce. And the disease really hurts our workforce. I might consider going for the machine shifts or whatever they're called. Let's go for, I guess, heat overclocking, because that's the best setup. A new thing. We're gonna go for towards this. And now we can go new work model. We're gonna want to go machine attendance. That's the important law. This law I don't care about, so it's just gonna fail.
The noes have it.
Okay. Because the machine attendance is actually an insanely OP law. Basically makes workforce almost unending. You can have a ton of places to run. It's going to be really important because a lot of our workforce is going to be getting sick. They are going to get sick from the plague. So we're gonna need some more hospitals. So let's build a few more. Trust is restored. Nice. And we're also gonna want pharmaceutical testing labs in there when we can afford it. And now, nope, not yet. But soon, very soon, we're gonna be getting the ability to get some plague stuff. Forger's demands unmet. It's unfortunate. No plague research just yet. Radical law on the agenda. Yep. Is what it is. We're gonna need to negotiate with someone else. Let's do merchants. No, we don't want to do any of those. How about thinkers? Something you want to do? Conduct medical trials. We can do that. Alright. And now we should have near infinite workforce with machine attendance passing.
The votes are in. The measure passes.
There we go. Oh. Here's the play. Here it is. Here it is. Now we can do it. I'm not evacuating the main district. Call it the unknown virus. Congrats. And now we can do one of these two. So the industrial district improves unknown virus vaccines at high rate, but production causes injuries. That's okay. But we have a ton of workforce now because we got machine attendants, which counteracts the fact that we lost like all of our workforce from like all of our housing buildings. So let's get them re-employed back up there. Let's make sure everything is good. Okay, and now get the food building back up. Get everything up and running again. Get everything good. All right, we're all good there. Okay. And we still have a bunch of workforce to spare. Okay, and we can do the conduct medical trials. Where is it? Boom. Okay, I'm actually gonna do more conduct medical trials. Because disease is gonna be growing rapidly, and I mean rapidly. So let's get let's get a moss filtration tower over here. Let's increase building there. More people are with us. Trust is now restored, and let's rush our researchers again. Okay, let's get another housing district set up somewhere. Go over here. Okay. And we can try for another industrial district over here. And let's go get, like I said, I wanted to get a pharmaceutical laboratory running here. Waiting trust. Yeah. Okay. And now we can go for vaccine lab production. So, yep, we're gonna go for that. And now we should have the ability to start producing vaccines. Boom, boom, and boom. Now we have vaccines in production. And we can get another pharmaceutical testing laboratory up here to get even more vaccines running, and we can start vaccinating some people. Prioritize the workers first. Let's get that over there. Things are going just great. And we're also going to want garden forces. Oh, nobody wants it though. Okay. Let's get a additional industrial district down. We're going to want as many vaccines as possible. 400. They have the most. Actually, no. The forgers have the most, so let's vaccinate them and get them unsick. Okay. Got another industrial district down. Let's get some more vaccine production going. I can't expand anywhere. Vaccine hyperfocus. And now we're going to be doing this one over here, vaccine by products. So we should be producing a load of vaccines now. Focus on vaccines. Focus on vaccines. There we go. Same with this. Oh wait, no, it doesn't have pharmaceuticals. Okay. And now we should be getting a lot going. We can vaccinate these ones because they have the most. And we'll just start distributing them evenly now. Let's unlock study mementos. Let's build a pharmaceutical testing laboratory in here as well. Now let's go get the waste repurposing facility. And let's focus on creating more vaccines for everyone. 2,000 more. Some more vaccines out. And that's the Forger's demands met there. Let's roll out some more. Trust has been restored. Nice. Now let's keep rushing the researchers. Because no matter what, the researchers will be rushed. Let's go get the advanced blasting coal mines as well. And let's lower some of the heat levels where they are unnecessarily high. Because they don't need to be that high. And alright, that should help out a lot there. Now, let's just scout wherever at this point. I don't really care. Sure, let's grab more cores as well. Expand alcohol shops. Yep. Let's also turn these off now. Let's roll out some more vaccines for the population. Okay.
Neighbors kindly ask, rally attendees, receive all. Hear us,
Steward.
Let's overdrive the output. And let's emergency shifts there. Okay. Okay. See if we can get guard enforcers. No, we can't. Okay, let's also get, let me see here. What can be useful here? Probably skyways and settlement heating and stuff. Search for all these mementos. And let's continue on exploring areas. Okay. But yeah, no. We're basically done with the Plague Tale. You honestly just have to prepare. By getting Patient Zero, he increases a speed boost and getting everything. You want to basically just have the industry and everything prepared to go and get all the vaccines out. And soon, everyone will, where is it? Almost everyone's gonna get the vaccine soon, so we should be good. And the Plague Tale is now successful. We've done it. And that is the Plague Tale done with. And now this is gonna go all the way back down. And all of these areas we can basically just demolish because we're not really actually going to continue using these. I guess I'll keep like one of them, I guess.
Hear us.
Okay, and there you go. That is the Plague Tale done with. In case you're curious on like what to keep doing at this stage of the game, honestly, now, because we have so much population, don't really want to keep expanding. Probably want to do is start building skyways, and start also getting get settlement heating, and start getting some of the like infinite sources of stuff out in the wasteland. Like, for example, infinite coal source here, that could be useful. 2 infinite coal source there, an infinite food source. There's a lot of stuff that the wasteland has to offer, just for free. Sure. If you can find the infinite oil source, that could be useful as well. But yeah, basically just start getting some of those. You could get a colony. I know the colonies are actually quite good. I just don't like managing multiple cities like that. How to deal with all the people always rising up. Just get this law. This is one that's important here. We could probably just vote for it now. Forgers. I'll construct a salvaging factory. And go for the Bohemians. Research. Man, that one, I guess. And then vote. Guard enforcers. Boom. Now we have guard enforcers. And now we can put down any of the
have spoken. The law
uprisings. But we need guard stations. Let's go build some of that. Surveillance watchtower. Boom. One there. One there. Let's also expand the district. Also, make sure to actually insulate it as well. And now we have enough. Boom. And now let's get a second surveillance watchtower there as well. And now protest is gone. On this one, you want to stay firm. People are gonna die every now and then, but it is what it is. Okay, we can get the advanced blasting coal mine here. But yeah, basically, you're also going to want to make sure that every place gets +2 temperature from the heating hubs here. So, like, I'm going to have to remove that area, but like here, it gets +2 exactly. You have to place one there. Nice. And we're going to need to expand the area out for this to rebuild it. This area right here, probably gonna need a heating hub. Oh wait, there's mementos in the way. Let's mine the mementos. Might as well mine the mementos. Where are all the mementos? Or is that it? They're all like right over there. Okay, I think that might have been in them all. But we can start mining more mementos. Settlement furnace is done now. Nice. And now we can also probably just do automatic heat allocation because I'm lazy and can't be bothered to do it all myself anymore. And now we can also rush the research to get this done quickly. Scouts discovered something. Also, was like more mementos. Oh yeah, get the mementos. Get those mementos. All the way up here. Look, another colony. Nice. Okay, there we go. More people, more oil. And yeah, no. People dying at this point doesn't really matter. And generally, you basically just already won at this point. Let's go get a logistics bay. Vanguard logistics. There we go. So we can get additional scouts everywhere. Also, we can destroy that because we don't need that anymore. Once we get that, get the Vanguard logistics bay.
The overseas to err on the side of rigor.
Okay, and now we can go get the Vanguard logistics bay there, Vanguard logistics bay there, and now we have all the scouts we'll ever need. These areas got the mementos completely done with. There we are. Also gonna need a heating hub here because this is one of the areas that wasn't fully heated, along with like here too, I think. Actually, we need to like rebuild that one. Same with this one. This one also needs heated. Or alternatively, we can just kind of let people die. Not like matters all that much. Also, we're gonna need to swap a lot over from not this one, but we're going to need to do where was community service from service exemptions over to heat pipe watch. The overseer is willing to compromise on this one. If I research labor oversight, sure. And now, blah blah boom. Every single housing district gets an additional +1 heat for free. The most overpowered law in this game.
Hear ye, hear ye. The votes are in. The measure
And now,
passes.
everything is even warmer than it already is. Make sure also, because I'm pretty sure it's a glitch, the industrial districts don't actually swap back to goods like they're saying. Boom, now we're positive on goods again.
Steward.
This one, we're just gonna dismiss the problem. What's over here? Carpet. We can go there, we can go there, we can go there. And let's go get this infinite source of coal. Connect Skyway, boom, boom. And now we can send all the people we have extra over there. Now let's go create the settlement, boom. And let's improve the heating. And now we get 600 coal for free. And because of how efficient we are, we might even be able to turn this off. Barely not, but no. Almost. Let's go get labor oversight. But yeah, no. At this point, honestly, to even just do the increased population, that's not that difficult. Just spam out housing districts area, keep them warm enough. And if you spam out the recovery hospital, it actually increases your population growth. So right now, our population's rising quickly. If you get it soaring, then you'll just be getting rapid population all the time. And you can just kind of just do that, and then you're kind of just done at this point. Honestly, if you follow the steps I take, the game's not all that difficult. Honestly, the faction stuff they added, you can kind of just ignore it. I haven't really been paying much attention to it. Like, I haven't even done most of the faction stuff. Like, if you want to actually get the buffs from the overseers, you build the Imperial Academies, but like, that's completely optional. You just don't have to do that. Here, I'll just build like a few of them so I can get the bonuses. Imperial Academy. And let's build the other Imperial Academy. Right here. Boom. And now, I'll be getting increased efficiency in districts. And the exploration time is decreased. Nice. That's insane. Okay. Now, God, move. Let me see. Paradise Lost. Boom, look how happy people are. They can now look at the past. And let's see the bonuses they give. Watch this. Boom. And we can go right here and go boom. And we can do it in one more place. Let's do our coal. Boom. Look at that. Ain't that beautiful? City run alcohol leads to abuse. Yeah, I think you've already told me that. Okay, and then we can go over here. These two are good because loyal. Every relation increasing effect. Fall communities could be humans as Titan, which is good. Tension decreases over time. But then you get like a bonus that can increase like efficiency or something later if that law. But yeah. That one's nice. And this one might pass this on its own. But yeah, no. Honestly, this is like basically everything done with for this. You like don't really need to do much more from this. I'm probably just gonna end the video here, but if you want me to finish and actually reach the 50,000 population, I can do that. Like, just build more housing districts and just wait at this point. You've already won. Like, there isn't much more to do. I guess I'm trying to think. If there's anything else I can really tell you, but I could probably just tell you some of the researches that are good and whatnot. Workplace control. Which one do you go for? Abolish management or powered management? Power management's better. Go for that one. Poverty eradication. This one's actually decent. If you basically just have one, let's just say like this. Just remove the salvaging factories out and just put two of those, and then you'll be good for goods for the rest of the game. This stimulant manufacturers are good. Increases more efficiency. All you want to do for this is make sure you have resource overheat over here is the heat dispatcher right here. Make sure it's this one. So you get +2 heat temperature level. Make sure it's get +2 heat as well from a heating district or heating hub. And then you can do that and make sure it'll never be cold, like even in the whiteouts, and always be increasing efficiency. Panacea factories are OP. They cause a ton of heat stamps, but they give you food and decrease disease for like no cost. The upkeep is literally just people, nothing else. Like it doesn't even cost materials or anything. That's why the Panacea factories are insane. Here, you know what? I'm gonna research that and show you the power of Panacea. Because right now we have a little bit of food problems, and we can even start getting rid of our disease problems too. But that's not really an issue. Okay. Make sure to rush the research. And people are gonna die because I don't have enough housing. And from the emergency shift, but like I said, honestly, none of that really matters. It genuinely doesn't matter all that much. I'm gonna be perfectly real with you. Alright, now we can build the Panacea factory. Boom.
Steward.
Okay. And now, boom. And then we can even delete some of our hospitals now. Because disease is like Omega not a problem. Like a few of the teaching hospitals, which if work first was a problem, but it's just not, so it's not that big a deal. But yeah, no, that's simply all you need to do. Like nothing's a problem right now in our city. Here, let me turn that on. Now everything is also going to stay warm too. And because I'm such a kind and generous leader, I'm going to be building, boom, like that, some housing for the people. And then I can expand it with the heating hub next to it, so always stay warm. And boom, boom, boom. There we go. Did I get passed through heat pipe watch? Yeah, I did. Okay. And then as long as you have the insulated district, an expanded district with enough of it, oh, I accidentally canceled it, I'm trying to click with the heating district next to it, then it'll never be too cold, ever, as long as you do that. Let's go with heating hub isolation, insulation. Now it takes less heat demand per heating hub. Has been restored. Nice. Honestly, if you want trust to never be a problem, just build like a single, what the heck it's called, surveillance hub. No, not surveillance hub. Communication hub. That's the one. Build a single one of these, and it'll never be a problem. Another thing you can do, is because the Bohemians already kind of hate us, we can just go over to their district and confiscate their mementos. Oh yeah. And now we have 30 mementos. We can build another archaeological hub. Or no, Imperial Academy. Now, for third Imperial Academy, we get the buff. Heat stamp income is significantly increased. I actually wonder how much it increased by. Is this even remotely worth to go for? That is a good question. 4. So, same as City Renalco. That's actually not bad. 4 weeks, actually, nothing to scoff at. Like, that's actually pretty good. Anyway, that's, yeah, I'm probably just gonna end the video here. Is there anything else I need to show off? Not really. Just, if Civil War comes, you can honestly just banish one of the factions or just declare yourself captain. Doesn't really matter. Honestly, the biggest problem that I've seen people have of this is focus too much on some of the like useless stuff. For example, like if we weren't doing the plague stuff, like pharmaceuticals and Panacea Factory aren't necessary to go for till like later. Like some of the stuff here isn't like super duper important, especially like focusing too much on the wasteland, not being able to immediately get stuff from it. And like you always want to focus on the fundamentals, like just do what gets you food and materials and fuel. Just do those two free things, and then deal with the disease, squalor. I've never had a problem with crime in this game, so don't bother doing like Omega like trying to get down on crime things, because like I've never seen this be a problem in the game. And hunger, if you're getting food, you're fine. Honestly, this game's not very difficult, even on the captain difficulty. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, boom. So there we go. I guess I'll see you all later in the next one. Goodbye.